Hello, 24th of February 2015. 2 days ago, actually, it was my daughter's 14th birthday. And people who say it's flown past, that's crap. It's been at least 35 years since I've had a. I think the last bit goes, just before they leave home. I think that's what happens.
Don't wish your life away.
No, it's been brilliant. It's been absolutely brilliant. But yeah. So,
Where have you been?
well, as you can see from my tan,
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
it's not the British Isles behind me. I've been to Gran Canaria for 9 days.
Yeah, you put Gran Canaria on the map, didn't you?
Put it somewhere. I was just looking. I worked out how much it cost us because there was all these deals and they're costing us sort of 1,600 quid each and stuff like that. And then eventually we got a couple of flights for about 400 quid, and I just rung the place up where we normally stay. And he said a figure on the phone, and then when he charged us, he didn't charge us hardly anything. It was like 2 rooms, 3 people, and I worked out it was like 13 quid a room per night, sort of thing.
That's all right.
Yeah, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I mean, mind you, I haven't said that with the weather being nice. So how much it cost it? Okay, you better ask me questions because I'm just going to start being a twat.
Right. Football in Gran Canaria, or is it football and Gran Canaria?
Oh yeah, well, normally I go and watch a team called Guinnigan, which is in the neighbouring sort of town village to Puerto Rico. But there was a strike preventing all the matches. Well, it was by the clubs, the teams, against the economy of the government, which was great. But it stopped me going to see a Guinnigan, which I really like to do.
Well, also, very, very quickly, because you had to ring me up to explain it to me, the football shirt game, because we were following your success or lack of, but not people weren't entirely sure what they were.
Well, I'll come back to that in a second, but yeah, that's Guinnigan is where me and Rotherham drunkenly saw this brilliant player, and then I remembered what he looked like. I was going to show you something. We were supposed to get his name, and we didn't. We went to the bar instead. So I remembered his age and everything. And then 15 years, no, not 15 years, 10 years later or so, I was leafing through my sticker book. I sort of looked through this Spanish international and said, a Guinnigan, and it was following. And also, since then, David Silva's come from them, and it's a particularly good team. But so we weren't able to go to a Guinnigan. The football match, which Johnny won. He won 400. I scored 468. He scored 499. So he won by 31. But having said that, he was a bit set blatter, to be honest, with some of his things he saw. Well,
really?
No, yeah. Well, I didn't want to complain, but yeah, he saw a lot of his own shirts whilst we weren't there. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's the game.
But he would have won anyway, because he had. Basically, you pick a 10 to 1. Your 10 being the shirt that you think's most likely to be seen, and the 1 which is going to score you, you might get the odd one. So his 10 was Barca, and my 10 was Man United. And I stupidly only had Barcelona down as 6. So every time we saw a Barcelona shirt, which was quite a lot, he was getting 4 points on me. Whilst he had Man United just below me, he had Liverpool just below me, he had Real Madrid just below me. We saw a lot of those as well, but I was only losing I was only winning 1 point to him. The Wolves one, which I thought I saw in a car, would have been 20 points to me because that's a championship side. You pick a championship side. He picked Derby, I picked Wolves, etc. etc. It's a brilliant game to play, but it was a bit slow at first. But yeah,
it's one for all the family.
It is one for all the family. You can all have a team.
Yeah.
But you all have to see the shirt, and you have to sort of make a mental note of the shirt. Try and see if they've got a name on the back, or or whatever, something that distinguishes them, because you could see the same shirt 2 hours later
Yeah.
and not know.
And don't take Johnny with you.
Mhm.
And on a football-related theme still, player of the week.
Oh yeah, that's your phone again. I like the way you hit it under the table, like as I'm some schoolmaster.
So she can't see me.
Julian Clout, I like the name. Plays for EVV Act, who might be something like RVV or KVV EVV Act. He's 19 years old. He's sort of like third or fourth tier, really. It's quite a long way down.
What country?
Holland. He's a defender. And that side have hardly conceded any goals all season. Well, very few, considering they're like about 16th, 17th in the league.
Oh.
And he's the youngest defender in that side. A very good side, but not scoring many goals. The other ones I've mentioned already, but I'll have some new ones. Julian Clout. Right. Do you want to ask some questions off Facebook or something?
Yes. Are you ready?
Yeah. That's not gin, by the way.
That's not gin, no.
No, it's
whiskey.
Yeah.
This one came up quite a bit. Are there any plans to re-record the current version of Perfect 10? Because people absolutely loved it.
I wouldn't have thought so. No, probably not. No, because it's sort of even though I wrote it, and it was one I wrote in my head in total. I think no. What we should do maybe is like a live album, because there was a period where the Beautiful South were being pressurised to do a live album. We sort of made some recording that it never come to anything. I don't know why, but it's like the current set with some of the old songs redone.
Yes.
Because I think we do Prettiest Eyes quite nice as well. And you know, some of the current set that's going down really well, the radio hits and what have you that we've had recently, it would be great, a live album. So I should do that really.
Yes.
The only thing we lack is like, I was just going to have a go at the audience. we need the audience to
be quiet.
No, not be quiet, to move around a bit. But I'm the same. I've got older, like, and they can only move as much as me. They can't go and I can't move these days anyway because I'll pull a muscle or something.
Doug Woods.
Oh right, yeah.
Doug Woods. I don't know him. Anyway.
Yeah, I do.
Do you?
Yeah.
Is he continuing your career because you feel that you missed a lot of what happened earlier on because you were so drunk?
No, not at all. But I think my memory. Well, I don't. Things like the arena shows, even if I did them now, I wouldn't remember them. They're totally. I mean, there's hardly any point playing them to me. Because you come in, I've said this argument before loads of times, but it's sort of the opposite of the bicycle tour, where you see everybody. And don't forget, I was drinking on the bicycle tour. Yeah. You see everything about the place. You meet all the people going to the gig. You meet the people who are putting on the gig. You stay at the gig. Everything about it is memorable. Whilst with an arena, you come in on a coach. You don't see anything out the coach window. You don't see anything of the city. You can't go outside for a drink or go to any of the local pubs because you'd be mobbed because there's 10,000 people there to see you anyway. It'd be stupid. So you come in, you get driven into underneath the arena. You maybe meet a couple of security guards or whoever, and that's it. And then you wait to the crowd and you're out again. You see as much of that place as a Premiership footballer would see of Man City, Manchester when he comes into Man City. Do you know what I mean? You see nothing. So in a way, it's a bit of a daft question because I'm not doing those gigs that I've forgot them for more than drinking. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I've
forgot them for a variety of reasons. I can understand why the question was made, but it's sort of like that's not the reason I've forgotten. But I'm driven on by just making records all the time. I like writing music, which is obviously what I've come back from doing. Thank you, Doug, by the way. Good footballer was Doug.
Was he?
Oh, very good, yeah. Very good until he was about 15. Most of us lost. No, it was quite funny. Most of us lost it when we were like 35, 40. Well, he lost it when he was 50. He was shit hot between the 8. Really, really, really good. Yeah. Good finisher.
Can he quote you on that?
Yes, you can.
What do you wear underneath your jacket when on stage? I always find myself wondering when I'm watching you.
It's just usually actually a tall t-shirt, and it's not to promote anything because I never unzip it, but I don't wear a heavy jacket or anything like that. I don't wear a hat these days.
People assume it's because you sweat a lot.
Yeah, I sweat a lot.
Well, you would do because you're on.
Yeah. No, it's usually a tall t-shirt because it gets ruined, and I don't want to ruin one of my own shirts, so I just get a tall t-shirt, make it sweaty, and then lob it. And I always say to Paul Farr, t-shirt man, do you think we could sell my sweaty shirt? Would anybody want it? And he always shakes his head and walks off. Yeah. So, you know.
Steve O'Donoghue, this is rather left field. Would you rather fight a horse-sized duck or a duck-sized horse? Next.
Well, obviously a duck-sized horse.
Ducks are pretty vicious.
Yeah, but the size of them.
Well, that's
it'd be a horse about so big. I mean, that's not frightening, and it wouldn't go quack either. I think the other way, there's like a duck the size of a horse would just be, terrible. I'd run away from that anytime.
This one's from Gloria.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know just how talented you are and how your songs have helped people? And that got 4 likes.
No and yes.
Yeah.
No, I don't really. Excuse me.
You are quite talented.
Well, I'm not saying I'm not, but I think it's because it's a driving force in what I do. Is me not recognising how good I am, because I think I get into a little zone when I'm writing sometimes and produce some things that are quite brilliant. And by quite brilliant, I mean brilliant for me because I'm not intelligent. No, what I mean to say, I'm not. I left school at.
You're not intellectual, do you?
No, intellectual, whatever. So I do produce some stuff of surprising, and regularly as well. But I produce it regularly because I treat it like a job. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not like fucking put my feet up and do now. So that mixture of like cracking a lot of eggs.
Yeah.
Has worked well for me. The second one, yes, I do know how happy I make people. I sometimes forget, but I do in general because I don't read anything on Facebook or anything like that. But I do, as you've seen, I do keep letters. Yeah. And even though the other week we concentrated on some of the more negative ones because they're funny, people slagging them off. I do also keep some really heartwarming letters, of people saying really nice things. And our AD, I don't know if I've told this story. Our AD, when he was in Derry for the gig, he met 2 ladies who told him a story of how they met their husband, and she met her husband on his stag night to marry somebody else, and she sang him "Don't Marry Her, Fuck Me." So they then went off together on the stag night. He stopped the wedding and got married to her as well, which is quite a touching story. Although I'm not sure whether
It'll never last.
Want to go. Well, yeah, it did last. It was 1996, yeah, and so yeah.
That was quite nice, actually.
Yeah.
If you could go back in time and change one thing, work or personal, what would it be?
Work or personal? Oh, I don't know. You've either got to change the whole lot, haven't you? Or now.
Would you change anything?
I'd probably change the whole. If we change it, no, I would. Yeah, I'd probably not drink. Yeah, but then there's a lot of people I met when I was drinking. There's a lot of ideas I came up with drinking. There's all sorts of different ways to look at it. So, yeah. No, I wouldn't really. Now you can change. There's a couple of episodes, do you know what I mean? But you can't just pick one and say, if you've had a checkered life like I have, and I'm sure everybody says, oh yeah, there was that one moment. Really, they mean about 10 moments where there was being an absolute arsehole. you can't just change one, really.
Is there a song you wish you'd never written, i.e. because it might have hurt someone close to you or a friend? No? You don't regret any songs?
Oh, there's loads I
Well,
regret.
there's loads of songs you just feel
Yeah,
like,
there's
"Ah,
loads I
ah."
regret, but nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with any people, just because they're shit. You know, like I constantly look back at my lyrics and think, Jesus, you know, like barking up the same tree for like 3 albums in a row. I wish I did in a beautiful south. Some of the naivety I had in the early Houseman's lyrics, you know, they sound like U2. Do you know what I mean? It's, you're like that sort of lyric. I'm not slagging U2 off. They're brilliant, but yeah, just, you know, things like songs like Over There. If you look at the
I love
lyrics,
that song.
I like the song, but the lyrics are just an embarrassment. It's just like, mind you, it was 1986,
Right,
wasn't it? You know.
And you can't help being
Yeah.
young.
Right. No, I know. Yeah. I was only 24.
Oh, really? No. Will Paul be voting this year?
Yeah, we'll be voting. Yeah.
People should vote, shouldn't they?
I don't know whether they should vote, but
You will.
I just vote because I want to keep the record of me voting at every election going. But as far as voting's concerned, no, I wouldn't recommend people voting, really. I think unless you've got a particularly good MP, I think look at what happened with Jack Straw yesterday. Look at Malcolm Rifkind if you're a Tory, do you know what I mean? I think politics needs to kick up the arse, and the only kick up the arse it could get would be absolute non-attendance. Yeah, well, I don't believe in democracy anyway, so...
Oh!
I mean, I've said that before.
You believe in a centralised democracy? No.
Not really, no.
Okay.
No. I don't see how we don't live in a democracy anyway, because, you know, we've got the House of Lords and we've got the Queen, etc. So we don't live in a democracy. That's ridiculous that we're even talking of democracy. But if you want to vote just for a laugh,
Yeah.
I think, and I enjoy the statistics on the night, you see, because I'm right into my statistics. I like counting the thingy-bobs. I like the swingometer. I like this going up and that going up. I like them lying. You know, when they've been beat.
It's the whole production for you, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And I think it's important if you feel.
BBC or Channel 4?
I probably watch it on the BBC. Probably watch it on the BBC. Yeah, I don't mind the BBC. I think I quite like it being right wing. I think for left wingers like me to think it's right wing and the right wing to think it's left wing, I think it's correct. Therefore, it's correct. I watch it, grinding my teeth. Do you know what I mean? Over things like Israel, etc. You know, like over its coverage of the NHS. You know, it's constantly bashing it. But that's what it should be. It should be annoying for somebody like me. If I was saying, oh, the BBC is absolutely right, well, then it would be left wing. So it should be an irritant to people like me. So, yeah, I will be voting myself. And I think I'll be voting Green. You know, I don't mind telling people that because of me. You know, I haven't voted Labour since 1993, was it, before Blair? I didn't vote for Blair. I voted Socialist Labour Party. I didn't vote for Blair the second time, as many people didn't, but no, if you've got a good Green Party member, get him to have a shave, or her, and I'd vote for them, or vote for communists, or whatever you want to vote for, whatever flow. You see, what's happening with UKIP is it's actually, even though, you know, he's obviously a public school boy and an ex-banker and all that sort of stuff, just like the rest of them, he's rattled on about politics that have appealed to right-wingers. We need something like that.
Populist left.
Yeah, of course we do. And I'm not going to lead it.
No, we're far too busy. Oh, this is an interesting question. The back of the head on the front of the people that grin themselves to death.
Yeah.
Is that your head?
No. It's Norman's.
Is it?
It's Norman's sat on my doorstep on 52 Grafton Street.
By the way, he doesn't live there anymore. Before you go knocking on 52 Grafton Street.
No, but you can go in and have a look where I used to lie down and stuff. Yeah, it's Norman sat on the, because he's wearing what I call a jean jacket, and everybody calls it a denim jacket. He's wearing a jean jacket, and I think a mate of mine, Phil Rainey, who passed on now, took the photograph. It was him or me took it. There was the question you had from the email that we had last night, wasn't there?
Well, that was true, and that's what started this whole thing off.
Yeah. We got an email yesterday saying, what was it? How do you make it in the...
How do you make it in the music industry?
In the music industry.
Because there was two things, wasn't it? It's very, very difficult now. Probably more difficult to get a record contract than ever before.
Yeah.
And also there was a thing about confidence, wasn't it? About feeling confident.
Well, let's just have I should still have the email, hopefully, unless I've trashed it, which I bet I have.
Yeah.
No, here. So the email said, oh no, that's not that one. No, sorry. I'll go in what they call trash, the bin. What we call the bin.
But it's not.
There you go. And somebody's written the title, How to Make It. And it says, Dear Mate, it's from Robert John Lennon Cumming. So he's got John Lennon in his middle names, which to me, well, yeah, so he's been a fan of my music for many years, ever since my father put on the album Blue is the Colour, and I heard the beauty of Blackbird and the Line. I just wanted to know how you make it in the music industry, as I have a collection of songs and a band that are determined enough but lack confidence while playing. Please, could you offer some advice? Well, it's sort of like quite a, what's he say? It's a collection of songs and a band. Well, a collection of, he doesn't say how good the songs are. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I can't remember how big-headed I was before I made it, but I can imagine I was quite a selfless promoter. Yeah, you have to be. Yeah, you have to just keep on going to every pub and every club and grabbing all the people saying, look, honestly, I'm in a band, it's the best band you'll ever hear. Can we please play a gig? And just being a real pest was a help then. Yeah. Obviously, there's things that are taken out of our hands now, like social media. But I think there's a difference between being a pest on social media to one being pest face to face. I find this pestering on social media just relentless and boring, Yeah. And there's no character in it. So I don't know what I'd suggest you do. I'd get your songs together and do some gigs and try and prove to people how good you are. It's such an open-ended question, isn't it?
Yeah.
How do you make it? I mean, we made it in a city.
Do you feel lucky?
Well, not like that idiot. What's his name? Redmayne. What's he called? That actor. Somebody Redmayne, who's just won an Oscar.
All right.
Yeah. Because then people who say, I'm so lucky, I can't believe how lucky I am. Well, yeah, you were lucky that you went to Heaton or what, the public school, which he did. And he was lucky, no, he went to proper public school, right? He was lucky you then went to Cambridge University, do you know what I mean? That ain't lucky. You aren't lucky. Yeah. They're trying to make out it's luck to make them. Ed Smith in the New Statesman, the cricketer, yeah. He always talks about this. He's trying to make out that you're lucky is a real what's it called?
Vanity?
Yeah, vanity thing. There's another word for it. I don't know. Yeah, I feel lucky that I could sing, but then my mum could sing a bit. So is that luck? I don't know. I don't know what it is. What it is that, I mean, I suppose I feel different. You look at people like that, Eddie Redmayne, and like he might be successful at that, and his brothers are, are incredibly successful scientists or something. Do you know what I mean? They're all done brilliant, but it's a bit different to me because Eddie, my brother, is a BT telephone engineer, and although he doesn't count that as failure, it's not, it's not his ideal job. He gets fucked off with people who, management who treat him like shit. Mark is a scaffolder, so I'm not from a background of luck, and none of us went to university, none of us went to college. Well, I think Mark went to that college where you learn how to become a scaffolder, like technical college or whatever. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I feel, really. I feel as I have to treat it like a job, that's it.
But see, you're 52 years old now, you'd be thinking about...
I'm 53 in May. Yeah, I should be thinking what, a retirement?
No, but if you were in an office job, and you hadn't become the manager, branch manager, you'd be thinking, fuck this, I'm going to live in Spain.
Well, I was in an office, I was in an office for 3 years, and our AD has been in the same job for so many years, And our AD had the chance, or thought he had the chance to sort of like go into like management, but he just didn't want to be the wanker who told the people they were wankers. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He just didn't have that drive to behave and look down his nose at people. And fair play to him. Him and me have got a very similar attitude actually, even though I've gone to different things. I didn't want that shit. Hey, but you know, if you do this, you'll sell more records. I'm happy selling whatever records. I've been happy doing anything. You know, like when they said it was more than 100,000, I got confused because I knew 100,000 was Wembley. Yeah. That's Wembley Stadium. That's it. When they were saying like, oh, you sold 300,000, I'm like, right, that's 3 times Wembley, right? And then it was like 1 million. And I was like, whoa, this is just shit to me. It doesn't matter, you know, like. So and all this thing about growth, you know, we need to make your next album go. Oh, bollocks.
You've done it.
Oh. No, I don't mean to sound arrogant about it. It was just never. I wasn't high-fiving when people were saying, "Oh, it's gone anything more than what I could work out in my head."
Anything that was football.
Yeah.
Why don't you keep it all in? Why do you sing that murder in 763, that robbery in 62? Or was it nothing to do with Lord Lucan and the Great Train Robbery, which were a year out on both accounts?
Well, I always was a slow reader.
Yeah.
I don't know. No, it's got to do with now. No, it's nothing. You could find a murder or whatever on any of them days. So it was nothing to do with anything. I can't even remember why I wrote those lyrics. Again, you know, you get yourself into a position in your head.
How soon until you are in the studio?
Well, I've just got the cassette back, which is oh yeah. So these are the cassettes that I've just recorded, and then Johnny's taken them away to his house, and he's put them on stick. Sound old here, don't I? I put them on a stick. I put them in the computer. Well, you converted them to MP3s and then put them on the stick, and then I'll just be listening to them after you've gone. Then I'll pick because we wrote 26 songs. I'll pick probably 6 or 7 to drop, or maybe we'll rehearse 22 or something. I'll pick 4 to drop. Start rehearsing, then a couple will become painful, and we'll drop them. But we've got about, again I'll have to open, we've got about 8 weeks of rehearsal before we go in. So I think we only go in, I can actually look now, even though this has gone on to almost 30 minutes, I can quickly look for you. Yeah, they start rehearsing on the 2nd of March. They'll be fiddling around for a week, and then I'll go in and destroy all their ideas. Then we do another couple of weeks, all the way through March, all the way through most of April, and then we start on the 21st of April.
Cool.
And then we'll be there all the rest of April and all of May. And we will have finished the album by, I reckon now we'll finish it on the 19th of June, which will be a week before Dolby Forest, which means we can probably play a couple of songs off the album at Dolby Forest, which I always like to do, but people won't know what they are, but pick out a song that sounds good. Yeah.
Well, I think that's it, if we've done half an hour.
Yeah, we have. It only goes to say, I don't know, what's it only goes to say?
Time is important.
Time is important, and I don't always wear this Germany top.
Oh yeah, that's...
Was that one of the questions?
Yeah.
I wear it down the house. I've been wearing a France top when I was away, and I looked right nice. But, well, I didn't really. I looked like just a pench. But,
a what?
A pench.
Pensioner?
Yeah, a pench.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's it, really. I'm sure there was a band I needed to recommend you, but...
Next week we'll do that.
Yeah, we'll do it again soon, and yeah, I'm back to yeah. Thanks for the questions. See you soon. Stop recording.
Yeah.